Just this very morn, I found him with his nose buried in my nuts.
You're an even finer hound than we thought.
It all started with Cock and Ball. The Final Fantasy XVI side quest made me laugh, but I was told this wasn't unusual for the series. But from then on, all I could see and hear was...
He couldn't come himself.
That you would always come for me. And you have. Again and again.
I started hearing innuendo where there wasn't any.
Young Ember has shown he has a conk and a half.
For that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only.
On your knees!
It's not like Gav would have kept him in nuts and rubbed his belly these past 10 summers.
Rosina Dalamil is back in bed with Sid.
But this game is about more than just naked Clives and naked chocobos. In the 70-hour journey, I learned how much I could love a digital dog. Torgal's companionship and love for Clive throughout his life shines throughout the game. So much so that we genuinely worried for his safety whenever he followed us into danger. Final Fantasy XVI also had an amazingly grounded story in terms of how magic is intimately intertwined with people's daily lives, to the point of over-reliance. I was fascinated by the idea that the bearers, the ones who wield magic, end up being subjugated for it.
Our kind do not question orders. We follow them. Try to keep that in mind.
Rather than it being like a superpower, it damns them to this life where they're considered disposable.
But why did you already turn into a rock? I only made you do a bit of magic.
The use of magic has a real human cost, through its literal use and its effect on the body, and also through the way that the bearers become enslaved. It's a really interesting take on magic I've never seen in a game. The game also showed how much better eyes have gotten in video games. Holy crap. I also loved learning about the band of outlaws that cared for one another.
If you ever need help, I'll do it again and again, and you can't stop me.
There were meaningful side quests that showed how and why people loved each other. There's Karen, who would do anything to protect the lovable Goots.
An eye for an eye. Wise words, Sam. Wise words.
The ever-grumpy Blackthorn, who ends up healing past divides with the people that made him who he is.
Do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
And of course, Nectar, the most powerful creature in the world. After you take out his marks, of course. And despite the third act trading a lot of really interesting enemies that he had built up for a two-dimensional dude who keeps saying things like,
"You are not a god. You are but flesh and bone. You are not one of us."
By the time the credits rolled, I had actual tears in my eyes.
You make me one good eye, mister.
It left me with a sense of hope that people could learn to thrive in a new world that was made better for all. And even though things may have gotten more difficult technologically, the world was better for more people. And life continued on. And I was grateful for the time we spent with Clive and his friends. I just wonder what they're gonna do when they get to Final Fantasy XXX.
Is this how you like it? How about this? Or maybe this?